bit of what you have heard from the ether.
You say it better than Osho. Poetry is nothing but an effort to recall what you've heard or what you have been made to hear. Right?
That's why I'm very happy to be a poet, a Tamil poet. That is my only identity.
We'll come to that. I have a specific question on that. We'll come to that. But I want to pick on a beautiful phrase that he heard, that he used, and I'm hoping that many people watch this video. So all of you, once the video link is up, please share it, because he talked about something that's completely missing in society today: the joy of work. Do people go to earn money, to please their bosses, to achieve high performance targets and succumb to stress, or do they go to work to be happy doing what they're doing? I'm sure that there are conflicts sometimes between who you are and what you're doing. That apart, I think everyone should bless themselves, consider it a blessing that they have a job to do,
Yes.
that they have a talent to express, that they have an opportunity to express. Yeah, that's what you mean by joy of work.
Yes. Another thing, work is the best cleanser in my, not my opinion, in my experience. Work is the best cleanser. And unfortunately, whether you like it or not, human consciousness demands constant cleaning.
Yes.
Knowingly or unknowingly, we acquire a lot of junk. So we have to clean it up. Work is the best. I'm telling you, last night was one of the happiest moments for me. My little granddaughter stayed with us, and my wife asked me to just make some hot, warm or lukewarm water and put it in a flask. I cannot describe the happiness which it gave, because I felt I was serving an angel.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know that I'm making it for her.
Other job. So the work is not only about remunerative work, but work is the opportunity to serve. That's the way you are seeing.
Work is dignity.
Work is dignity, and there is great joy in it.
Because this Srishti is nothing but work.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, it's continuous work which is going on. How can you be otherwise?
Absolutely.
You may not be thrown out of it, but there is nothing like getting thrown out of this place.
So earlier on in the conversation, you talked about Parasakti, and I have a question there. Links back to the joy of work and this whole celebration of creation. Okay, see, all believers, in my opinion, fall under three categories. Okay, the first category is through social conditioning, which is God fearing. Okay, sin, punishment, retribution. இதெல்லாம் தான் முதல்ல நம்மளுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்க. The second category, அதை தாண்டி நம்ம வந்துட்டோம்னா, you become God loving, and you understand the compassion of the Creator. Okay, and the third is the God seeking. அது ரொம்ப rarity, which is எனக்கு அதை I want to experience that divinity அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு urge, ஒரு hunger, ஒரு தாகம். You seem to fall under the third category. And even in your first poem, you said that morsel was actually a pot of nectar.
Yes.
That's too evolved a statement for a 17-year-old to make, right? So my specific question to you is, how do you see the divine? Who is this Parasakti to you? And why do you believe that you have skipped the stages of God-fearing and God-loving and being able to reach the state of seeking?
Very simple. Bharati says, Munbu nirkindra todile sakti. Says, the work which presents itself before you, that is Parasakti. I enjoyed that definition. And fearing God, how will you be? How can you ever be afraid of your love? At the most you can be wary.
But not afraid.
Not afraid. And it's love, as you rightly pointed out. My Parasakti is nothing but love. And that love is not a mere emotion which we understand. It's all encompassing. If the mother beats me up, it is for my own good. If my mother plants a kiss on my forehead, it's her way of appreciating me. If the mother makes my heart go dry and I am incapable of penning even a word, she is teaching me a lesson. And if my mother showers poem after poem, song after song, as it happened this morning, she is in a good mood. That's all about it. So, Parasakti is all encompassing. So, you have to include everything to understand Parasakti, including ignorance. You can't throw away darkness, ignorance out of Parasakti. Combine everything. Put inclusive. She is all inclusive. Put everything together, then you will understand Parasakti. And what am I today? Am I a saint? No way. Maybe I'm a saint in the making. I'm a very ordinary human being. I'm less than average in a million things. But I'm extremely fortunate. I'm not special in any way, but I'm very fortunate. I'm richer than the richest people. Because I have understood Parasakti. And I owe this understanding to her only. Not through tapas I achieved this. Not by reading books. Not by rote. But by her sheer grace. You love her, she loves you. Love is the language. That's all. And you say you worship Parasakti and you won't love your fellow man. What kind of Parasakti you know?
This is beautiful. So, love is the language, and you are the instrument.
Yes.
Because at every point you are saying it's Parasakti who is giving you every experience.
Yes.
And shaping you and molding you.
Yes.
So there is complete surrender there. And enjoying that process.
Yeah. One a good thing about Parasakti, one advantage is, see, it's an evolutionary process for the seeker. What do I do to surrender to her? You don't have to worry about it. She will ensure that you surrender yourself to her. If that link of love is there, she will very deftly, dexterously, she will cut things from you. Even right from food, things which you used to hog, your health will be all right, but suddenly you may not like that kind of food anymore. Then I know that this mischievous dark woman has done this.
He gives her a gender, he gives her a name. To me, I've learned that life is the all-encompassing creator. And so I surrender in the same way to life. And we all call it by different names, but my whole process is love the life that you've been given and go with the flow.
See, what is this creation? Is it not an expression of love?
It is.
Why creation? As far as I have understood from our Mahans, the creation is only for your evolution of every living being, every life form. So can that be a better expression of love than creation? If that is so, then every one of us must be carrying that nucleus of divine love. Is it not so? In what way we are different? How can anyone be superior or inferior?
Rumi says this, I'm reminded of Rumi. Rumi says this, in every atom, the universe is in an ecstatic action.
Oh, yes.
That's the divine seed of love that you're talking about.
Yeah, I recall the intro, beautiful intro you are giving. For the first time, I wanted somebody to continue the introduction. It was fascinating listening to you. Say if you know Parasakti, then you will experience this. Every drop is as vast and as deep as the very ocean.
Every drop
is as vast and as deep as the very ocean itself.
I want to continue this sequence of questioning.
I do not know whether I'm answering you properly.
No, you are. I think we're going perfectly fine.
Keeping my heart open. I don't have to die. It's a doorless house.
We're doing great. We're doing great in terms of time, in terms of flow. So I want to continue this sequence and still dwell on the divine. A person who understands the divine why does he call himself, and on his website he talks about being consciously mad and extremely anxious? Okay, so my question is about that phrase. Why do you define yourself as consciously mad and extremely anxious, A, and B, in your life therefore, how and why did the Guru come in?
Okay.
And so talk a little bit about the Guru.
Beautiful. And first I must thank you for this question.
I'm just a student at your feet.
No.
I'm learning. I had those questions looking at your website, so I'm
I
asking
told you it's a house without a door, and you have quietly walked in. Consciously mad, because you reach a stage in your spiritual journey, you do see the difference between you and others. That is also there. The difference is what you know, that whatever you think you are not. And you cannot shake off this, what you are not, immediately. That is being consciously mad.
Okay.
See, suddenly there is a clarity, and this clarity is looking at things which are far removed from clarity. And that is what you have been thinking all this time, to be you. So this awakening is not a very pleasant thing, I tell you. I can assuredly tell you. Shobana Ravi used to say, "Come hither, my boy, I will teach you grief, the ecstatic grief, which only poets know," she would say. Very beautifully said. So when the awakening happens, longing, pining, curiosity, a terrible anxiety to get over everything, but he doesn't have. So you have to wait.